And welcome to the Confound Millennial, starring Steven Stirvin Michaels and featuring special guest Trae Roberts of Mouth for War. Wish I could say anything the words, wish I could say anything the words, time like here like this. We're burning in my chest of all the sequences. There is rain, giving death. I don't have the will to live like this. And what's up, Trey?
Hello.
How's it going this whatever day it is? I don't even know anymore.
What is it? Friday? It's going pretty well. It's a nice day out.
Yeah, it actually is. Where are you? You're from Colorado, correct?
Yes, Colorado Springs.
Ooh, sounds wonderful. Much better than crap middle of nowhere, Kentucky.
Yeah, we actually moved out here from Indiana, so I know your pain.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you? Who is Trae? What is Mouth for War?
Well, I'm Trae, and me and a couple members of Mouth for War used to be in a band called Bruise until we decided to move out to Colorado, and that's pretty much how this project was born. We knew we were going to be moving out here, and I personally write all the music, so I was like, I'm just going to start writing an EP way before we even think about moving and do anything that I want to do with it, because it's a clean slate for us as a band. So we had a plan, we moved to Colorado, and we executed it, and now that's Mouth for War.
Yeah, and you guys started in 2019, correct?
That sounds right.
You guys are making some moves, already working, or already about to release your first full-length album. I got it. Life Casting Glass. Yes.
Yes.
Coming out May 14th.
Yes, sir.
That's coming up, man. How you feeling about that?
I'm feeling great. Just the response from this first song was way beyond what anybody in the band had expected the whole album to be even. So we're very excited to show off the rest.
And I just got done listening to my second playthrough of the album.
Heck yeah.
And bruh, some heavy shit.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I was listening to it and I was thinking, like, man, this guy's so angry. I like it.
That's pretty much the whole thing about the band, and we're all pretty pissed off.
But what do you imagine? So people are listening to this album in the future. What do you imagine they're doing while listening to it? Like, you know, some bands I have on, you know, it's good like background cleaning music. I can only imagine beating motherfuckers to this music.
That's what it makes me want to do for sure. I even from the first song that we've released in general, I think we just became gym music without even trying to. Most of my friends are like, "Oh, I just hit my PR on this new fucking song, dude," and I'm like, "Let's go." Yeah. So honestly, that's probably the most ideal use for Mouth for War is working out.
Pretty good at Call of Duty too.
Oh yeah, that's a good. Nah, I didn't even think about that.
But so this new album, this is the first full-length album that you guys have done. What are your expectations for it? Do you have any expectations? You think it'll change the music world?
We definitely are hoping for the best and to take it as far as we can, but we're the kind of guys that will just tell our manager that we made this music and we just want to go play it everywhere. So whatever that can do for us, and whatever you can do for us, we'll get out there and do it. We just want to be on the road. We want to tour Canada for the first time. We want to get overseas for the first time, hopefully next year or so. Yeah, we just want to see the world and play these songs honestly, and hope that anything better happens from there for us.
You talked about touring. You've toured before, correct?
Yeah, we got a couple short tours in before the world collapsed.
Definitely collapsed there a little bit.
Yeah.
But speaking of, and I'll wrap back around to this at the end, but I want to always, in case I forget, give a chance for people to support you. Is there merch, a website, any specific way that we can support you guys in these times of COVID?
Yeah, we've got a couple old designs on our Bandcamp page. Of course, you can buy music stuff there, and Bandcamp does Bandcamp Fridays, which is super helpful for a lot of artists in the past year or so. And then along with that, to support us and our small label, we have 1126records.com has a bunch of cool stuff for the record right now, new shirts, CDs, and hopefully some new stuff will be hitting that soon as well.
Check the links below, yo.
Yeah.
But so I know a little bit about the inspiration for at least Manifesting You, but what was the whole album as a whole? Was it all the same inspiration, or did you pick from different things going on over this past year?
I would say as a whole, like the theme or just the entirety of each song is definitely, it's all about my sister that passed away. But I would say that each song is almost a different stage of grief. Maybe some of them are angry songs, but they're all centered around the same thing. They're all sparked from the same thing, you know. Yeah, I pretty much just laid it all out, and every song, everything's about a different aspect of how I was feeling, or a nightmare that I had, or anything like that. But it just kind of almost gets darker as you continue to listen through the record in that sense.
But it's definitely a good album, man. I liked it. I could listen to it the whole way through.
Hell yes.
Usually I don't listen to music that's all screaming all the time. Usually I'm one of those wusses that needs a little break for a clean chorus. But I listened to it the whole way through and I liked it, man. It's good.
Thank you. Truly appreciate that.
And I truly appreciate in something I had read about, it was, I forget the full quote, but you referred to it as art, which it is art. And a lot of people find it hard to even see the kind of music you write as music, but it's truly, like you said, art. It's a representation of these feelings, and you've put it out there into the world. And I like what you're doing, man. It takes a lot to put something so raw out there.
It's definitely, as much as it's a relief to start getting these songs out, and it's in the same sense, it's like it hurts, you know, to kind of revise what everything is about, or just now finally letting everyone be able to hear a piece of what we've made here and understand what it's all actually about in the context. It's just it's a weight off my shoulders, and it's also a little painful. It's very bittersweet.
See that. Yeah, it's, I don't know, but in a good way though. There are people out there, you know, when I have bands on that talk about dark subjects, I always love when they do, because there's always somebody out there feeling the shit you're feeling and they don't know how to put it into words.
Exactly. That's my biggest thing for this record too, is I could hope that anybody could find it going through the same things that I've gone through, or our group lost another friend during COVID, and I was writing one or two of the songs still around that time, so those songs are dedicated to him, and it's really nice to put those out and have some of my friends from back home message me and tell me that that's exactly how they feel, you know, and we're all sharing the same thing over just this sound, you know.
Yeah. It's wild how music can connect us. I mean, you know, definitely I'll be straight up, I can't relate. I haven't had something quite like that happen to me in life yet, but I do know about music where with my depression, I've listened to it and people put into words what I couldn't say for years. And I'm sure for other people, you are doing that. And that's, you know, I'm just repeating myself at this point, but it's good stuff.
Heck yeah. Thank you.
It takes a lot of strength to do what you're doing. And it's definitely, you know, it's good stuff.
Heck yeah.
Sorry, my computer decided to start an update right now, which is good. So let me stop. Yeah, if you can't tell, I'm not the best at the internet. That's the name of the show, the Confound Millennial. Not really good at doing millennial things. And I try to ask anybody that is, I'm assuming you're a millennial.
I don't know. Am I? I'm 25. I've never thought about that. Yeah.
I thought you were a little older than me, but I'm 26. Yeah, you're a millennial.
Oh, really? Hell yeah. I guess so. Never thought about it.
Wow. So I think that's the most non-millennial thing about you. I was going to ask, like, is there anything you're bad at that millennials are typically bad at? And knowing that they're a millennial is one of those things. So I'd say that, of course.
There we go. There's the answer.
So you write music, you scream your lungs out. What else is a day in the life of Trae like?
I also record music. Obviously, I I can say that I'm one of very few people that I meet that doesn't play video games and stuff. I come home and I just come to my desk where I'm sitting right now and I work. I'm either writing for myself or doing some type of design work or anything. I try to do a little bit of everything, and then aside from that, I smoke a lot of weed and I grow mushrooms. I just hang out.
Oh yeah, Colorado, beautiful place.
Oh yeah.
We you know, occasionally we have people that'll say the same thing, but you know, they're all in different states that they wait until it cuts and they're like, hold on here.
That's right. Yeah, I'm lucky to live here for sure.
Yeah, it's a crazy world we live in where you can get arrested over something that makes people happy and get over their anxiety.
Exactly, and you can buy legally a state over half the time.
Crazy times, man. But one day, you know, I imagine it's going to be like how marriage equality was. Every state was fighting for it individually, and then we wake up one morning and boom, everywhere.
Yeah. I definitely think obviously it's going to take some time and has, but I do definitely see a day in the future where it's just federally legal, because obviously it's just bullcrap.
Yeah, there's going to be a day and time where people my age are sitting down with their grandkids and like, you would not believe we had to do this back in the day.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But so no video games, huh? Any nerdy interest at all? Because as you can tell, we are a nerdy podcast as well as music.
Yeah, literally all my friends are into a lot of different stuff like that. I do like some video games. I feel like at just like kind of an early age with my ADHD and stuff, I just started focusing so hard on this side of things, which obviously, like my music, obviously that's a good thing, but I like playing like Tony Hawk games and stuff. I like some fighting games like Tekken. I like shit like that. Just never been one for a lot of the games that my friends play, like Call of Duty and stuff. I think it's an attention span thing for me.
I totally 100% get you, man. Like I play video games, but I've got ADD and I take a 15-minute or a break every 15 minutes. Like I can't just sit and play something.
Yeah, I feel that. I can see how those games like Warzone and stuff like that is probably good for somebody who needs to like, oh, I gotta go for a second too. I did enjoy playing Apex for a little bit. That's a pretty fun one.
Yeah, I'm mainly, it's weird though, I'm into games with stories. And it's like you can't really take a break from the games I play.
Yeah. My fiance plays a lot of games like that, like the newer Red Dead Redemption, stuff like that. Yeah, that stuff. At least just watching her play it, it was like watching her play a movie.
I'll get off of video games in a second here because I know you're not in for this, but I'll just say Red Dead Redemption is my second favorite video game of all time. And I think The Witcher 3 is the best one. And I'm such a nerd of a video game series called Kingdom Hearts that I got tattoos everywhere. But I'll still say The Witcher and Red Dead are the best games ever made.
I've actually had some playtime on Red Dead, and I could see why people are super into it. I've never played any of the Witcher games.
It's Red Dead with a sword.
Oh, really? Sounds pretty badass then, honestly.
Yeah, they're pretty much down to the way you ride your horse. Same game, but one has swords, one has guns.
Hell yeah.
But so COVID is starting to not really go away, but some of the restrictions are starting to be lifted. Do you see guys possibly being able to do a tour this year, or are you waiting and seeing what happens with the restrictions being lifted before you put anything into stone?
We didn't think anything would be happening until our agent called us and said, yeah, something's happening. You guys are putting out a record and you're not staying home. So we were excited about the positivity that our agent and our manager had about that. Like, yeah, we're going to get you out on the road this year. So that's the plan as of right now. We don't know when, but it'll obviously be late this year in the fall, but they're working on that for sure to get out. We can get out and play these songs for some people.
Yeah, I really hope that all these concerts coming out in the fall happen because, man, I'm missing them and I don't want to get rescheduled another year.
Yeah. Yeah, like Furnace Fest, that looks like a good time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you saw that one.
But it's like, for me personally, I have three kinds of therapy. Actual therapy, tattoos, and concerts.
Yeah, exactly. For sure.
I need a tattoo every year, and I need a couple good concerts every few months to keep me going. It has been, I can't imagine what it's like being a band, not being able to play, because just being a fan, not being able to watch a band play is tough.
Yeah, it's been rough on us to trying to like stay positive and just jam in the studio and try to hold that same feeling or doing live sets. But like I said, in 2020 in January, my sister passed, and then literally maybe a month and a half later, we played our last show, and the next day the world was shut down. So it all kind of hit at the same time, and that definitely made things a lot worse. But so even seeing a potential light at the end of this tunnel was extremely refreshing, and it's made me honestly help me wake up in the morning recently.
I feel you, man. It's last year was tough.
Yeah, absolutely.
I ended up finishing up the year in a rehab after being a homeless alcoholic all year.
Well, I'm glad to see where you're at now. That's sick.
And 2021 is just a bunch of anybody you hear, it's just a bunch of hardworking motherfuckers trying to put last year behind.
Yep. Yeah, it did a lot of damage to every industry too. So it's kind of wild how a lot of us can come together on that too, like musicians and artists and just people who travel for work or do almost anything, photography. It's just all of us got screwed. So it's really refreshing to think that we might be able to have our lives back even within this year.
And been weirdly, you know, the good does not outweigh the bad by any means, but it has been a good time for artists to hone their craft.
Oh, true.
And you're seeing great art in the form of podcasts, in the form of music, in the form of actual, paint and canvas art. Like, just people had this time during quarantine, and there were either people that felt sorry about themselves, or there was people that took the best that they could and took advantage of it.
Yep.
And talking to these bands I've been talking to lately, like, you guys, you obviously took it. Like, well, we got to do something.
It was almost like I've told other interviewers and other people that asked me that at the same time as this COVID was obviously a horrible thing for everybody, and they'll ask, "Oh, do you think that things would have been differently if you would have been touring?" And yeah, it would have been great if we could have been on the road for a whole last year and then dropped an LP, because we know exactly what that would have done. But the fact that I was stuck here is why I wrote the craziest songs I've ever fucking written. So it's kind of hard to look at it in a different way, because they're like, "Oh, do you think things would have been differently?" Yeah, things would have been super different, but I don't think that I would have been in so much pain that I would have accidentally written 10 of the coolest songs that I've ever written.
And
or
sorry.
You could, or just the fact that we were stuck here, and that's just kind of had to be what happened. It just kind of happened super fast. I did, like you said, some people sat around feeling sorry, and I did for a second. I feel like everybody did. And then one day I just walked down here and I was like, I'm just gonna record music all fucking day today, and I'm gonna die if I don't. Like, I'm gonna kill myself. I really am. And no one wants to hear that, obviously. So that's how you can feel what I was feeling in these songs. Because
I feel that, man. Like, I mentioned my story of just going through homelessness and stuff and just drinking my life away. And I sat there feeling sorry for myself for a minute. But then, when I realized I'm not getting this unemployment that everybody else is getting for some reason, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. I'm like, I'm a podcast, dang it. And I set up my podcast inside of a pottery shop, a shop used to make pottery with clay everywhere. And I just had this little corner. I'm like, we're going to work on this today.
That's sick. I love that.
And that's what it's just right now is such a good time for all of these, like I just said, all of these artists are starting to release what they were doing this year. And I'm glad to see you on that side of it, man, as opposed to where you said that you might be, because I've struggled with that as well. Suicidal ideation is not a fun little trip.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that was definitely the hardest part for a lot of people in this, is just being stuck at home and having to put your energy on one side or another. But some people aren't strong enough to push it the other way,
And I usually don't mention other episodes I've had in the past on a current episode, but if you find yourself in that, to the listeners right now, if anybody finds themselves in those situations, suicidal ideation, go give a listen to our 21st episode with Renee Mata. It was a very strange episode. We ended up talking about his best friend's suicide and how that's affected him 4 years later. And I only bring it up because it still sticks with me. Because you don't often see the side of the friend that's left behind in that.
Yeah.
But we're about three weird things. We're about music, nerd stuff, and mental health. Anytime we throw all three together, I think two, or at least two of the kind. So
yeah,
stick it out, be awesome, and don't do it. That's my message to the fans real quick there while we were talking about that.
Exactly. Yep. There's always somebody you can reach out to too, even though anybody will tell you that. You could message our band page. I'll respond immediately.
Same with this podcast page too, and that's some of my favorite bands over the years have been bands that have shouted out that same thing. If you feel like you truly have no one, get a hold of us.
Mm-hmm. I think it's definitely important for everybody to be here for each other, especially in times like this. This is all that some of us have.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I love it. You're putting out this music for people to relate to. You're putting out, write us to. It's all, you're up to some good stuff, man. I like it.
We're trying to be.
So, what has I didn't get a chance to listen to your EP or your original one. How has it changed, or has the music changed much between that and this new album you're about to release?
I would say it changed a lot. Definitely. There's still the very straightforward, just like driving, stomping, heavy aspect that Mouth War started with, but I think we brought in a lot of our influences that we wanted to help them shine. We started with a little bit more of an old school, kind of going for the old school, like Euro metalcore kind of thing. And that's still what we're doing for sure. We got those riffs, but we wanted to bring a modern metalcore breakdown spin on it, as in like bands like Lamb of God and The Devil Wears Prada, like really straightforward, mainstream, just drivey, syncopating breakdowns. And I think we brought those in heavily in almost every track, just trying to expand, just trying to take a little bit of all the things that we really like and just smash them together in almost every single song. And I think that our influences definitely got a chance to shine on this new record.
And it all definitely melded well together. Like we were saying earlier, it is some great workout music. If you're ever in a fight, just put on the Mouth for War playlist. You'll win.
Yeah, no doubt you'll win.
But so I mentioned earlier that I sadly have to get going early today, but is there anything else that you would like to say to the fans? Anything? We already plugged merch. Remember to check that out in the bottom link. If you like the song Manifesting You, it is our Spotify and YouTube playlists, Confound Jams, and links to that and to their YouTube channel and all that good stuff. Anything else you'd like to say, Trae?
I'm not sure how soon this episode will come out, but 2 weeks from today, we got another piece of the record. And then a couple weeks after that, you get one more right before the full record drops. And I guess I just want to say, if you like Manifesting You, you better fucking buckle up, because that's not even the coolest song.
It's a good intro.
Yeah, exactly. That was our plan with that.
It's a good, after hearing the whole thing, I listened to the single first. It's definitely a good dipping your toes in the water before you get ready to have your brain exploded.
That's what we were going for.
Well, you achieved it, and I'm glad you did. I hope you have a great day. Hope this album rocks and melts faces like it did mine. And you ever find yourself on tour in the bumfuck middle of nowhere, Kentucky, let me know.
Oh, yeah, we definitely will. We love coming to Louisville. I don't know how far that is from you.
It's close enough.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It's not really close at all, but damn it, I'll drive.
Yeah, that's how it always goes when you live out there.
Yeah, I know I just said I was going to end this, but dang it, I just moved from Georgia, and I'm so used to being so close to Atlanta.
Oh yeah.
So when
What?
concerts do come back, there's not going to be anywhere for me to go, really.
Oh yeah, compared to Atlanta where there's stuff all the time.
I think the closest place for me is to actually go over to Ohio.
Ohio's got a solid scene. I don't know if you've had the chance to get out there before.
I haven't while music has been, or live music has been a thing.
Oh yeah, aside from live music, Ohio's but there's some good people out there, good bands.
All right. Well, thank you, Trae. Once again, this has been the Confound Millennial, starring Steven Stirvin Michaels, featuring special guest Trae Roberts of Mouth for War.
You'll say, I will take on your shame. First thing was